They were last seen at a house party Wednesday night. Tonight, the search continues for these two boat building students. Today, wardens focused their search along Trot and Goat Islands, where officials say they did find an article of clothing belonging to one of those men. Our Brad Rogers is live in that area right now. He joins us with the latest on the investigation. Brad, what are investigators saying to you tonight?
Well, tonight, they still really have no answers at this point. The article of clothing, you talked about it, was found on one of the islands just behind me, just a few hundred yards offshore. But as for the whereabouts of these two young men, anybody's guess right now as to, and no real answers yet as to what may have happened to them. These searchers took their dogs out on Trot Island to search the wooded areas for the two missing students. This seaplane spent most of the day circling the islands and coastline off Cape Porpoise. But tonight, there is still no sign of 23-year-old Prescott Wright and 21-year-old Zachary Wells. Wright is studying yacht design and Wells is studying marine systems at the nearby landing school in Arundel. The school's president, Bob DeKalfmacher, seen here looking out on the water, told me both students have a lot of experience when it comes to the ocean. But the seas were rough the night they went missing. Marine Patrol searchers found the first clue early this morning. Clothing found on the rocks on one of the islands offshore. One article of clothing belonged to one of the missing students.
You never know. I mean, just because we found some clothing doesn't mean that, you know, it couldn't be something else. So our investigation will continue until we have some concrete evidence of findings. But tonight, on Christmas Eve, still no sign of the young men who were last seen Wednesday night with friends at a party at Zach Wells' home. Police believe Wells and Wright were intoxicated and left sometime after midnight.
We're searching the forests and waters of where they were last seen. So that here, it includes the harbor as well as some of the offshore islands that you see behind me.
Well, the parents of both young men are here in Cape Porpoise tonight. The Wrights are from Massachusetts, and the Wells family is from Burlington, Vermont. They both expected their two sons home for Christmas. Reporting live in Cape Porpoise, Brad Rogers, News 13. And Adrian, the search will continue tomorrow on Christmas Day. Certainly our thoughts are with their families. Brad, thank you for that update. As politicians talk about gun control in light of the Sandy Hook shootings in Connecticut, gun advocates are getting their point across by heading to the stores. Gun shops across the country are reporting record sales. And as News 13's Gianna Barnello shows us, it is no different in Maine.
He's out of magazines, low on ammo, and AR-15s.
They're buying everything. Buying absolutely everything.
Business is booming at John Reed's Auburn gun shop. Christmas rush will lift me up a good 30–40% from a regular sale, okay? We have been, without exaggeration, 300–400% up. I mean, it has been that much. Reed says his huge sales are a direct result of calls for tougher gun laws in light of the Newtown, Connecticut shootings. His biggest seller right now is the AR-15. It's the gun police say Adam Lanza used in his attack on Sandy Hook Elementary School. Reed says he typically sells about 10 AR-15s a month. He's sold 50 this week.
Once you tell gun people that they can't have something, well, by God, they're going to have it, and they're going to get right out and get it. And that's exactly what's happening with these AR-15s.
And it's not just AR-15s. Reed says he's been selling all sorts of assault rifles. This wall right here has been emptied and restocked several times over the past 10 days.
Washington State, California, New York, you name the states, it seems like we're getting phone calls asking, do we have AR-15s, do we have AK-47s, do we have the extra mags, do we have the ammo, that they pay premium price plus 50% above premium price if you're sending to them, and they're trying hard.
Even though it's great for business, Reed says he hopes his increased sales comes with increased discussions about guns in America.
I do believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe people have a right to defend themselves, but I also believe that when they made the Second Amendment, we didn't have access to firearms like this.
But we do right now, and as long as they're available, Reed expects them to keep selling. In Auburn, Gianna Barnello, News 13.
And while guns are flying off store shelves in some areas, some companies have taken them off the shelves on their own. Cabela's removed AR-15s from its Newtown, Connecticut store. Dick's Sporting Goods stopped selling some certain types of rifles nationwide. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears now. We want to get to your Christmas Day forecast. Will some people be waking up to a little snow on Christmas Day? That's the big question, Steve.
There is a possibility of that in portions of southern Maine. We'll talk about that in a couple moments with a couple different series of storms that are come through. But enjoying a beautiful Christmas Eve out there on the dry side. We saw a lot of sunshine out there, but cold temperatures. Great conditions if you're doing some last-minute Christmas shopping and also traveling here in northern New England. I want to show you Doppler HD showing you on the dry side tonight. That is the good news. So if you're making your way off to the families for Christmas, not going to have to worry about any conditions as far as weather conditions affecting your travel as we head towards the next 12 hours. But temperatures on the cold side right on lower 30s here in Portland. Mid-20s already out towards Wisconsin and Lewiston, also up in Augusta, and already down to the lower 20s out towards Freiburg. So cold night in store for us with very little winds out there, not having to worry about the wind chill factor like we did over the last couple of days. Satellite radar map shows you the clouds are starting to increase from the south ahead of that storm system just off to the south of us that'll skirt us probably in the overnight hours tonight and into tomorrow, giving us that slight chance of some flurries, some snowfall. The best chances to the south. Now, we'll have some great conditions to travel out there. Snow possibly on Christmas for some of us. And then all eyes will be on a storm on Thursday. That'll be the biggest storm over the next 7 to 10 days. That could bring some areas, some significant snowfall, and other areas right along the coast, a rain-snow mixture. So definitely a messy day on Thursday. We'll detail that and also our snowfall chances coming up in Maine weather. Adrian?
All right, Steve, thanks so much. A second arrest is made in connection with the disappearance of a University of New Hampshire student. Authorities took 19-year-old Catherine McDonough into custody today. Police say she gave a false alibi and information about the night of Lizzie Marriott's disappearance. 19-year-old Marriott disappeared October 9th. 4 days later, 29-year-old Seth Mazzalia was charged with her murder. Police say Mazzalia and McDonough were in a relationship at the time of Marriott's murder. After intense searches along the coast of Portsmouth, investigators still have not recovered Marriott's body. McDonough is set to be arraigned in New Hampshire the day after Christmas. Officials are waiting on the results of autopsies after a deadly fire in the Bangor area. Investigators say the home did not have working smoke detectors. 2 brothers died in the flames when the flames broke out, that is, at this home on Hillside Road in Orono. Investigators say they found the bodies of 47-year-old Randy Davis, who owns the home, and his 49-year-old brother Chris Davis of Milford. Multiple fire departments fought the fires, but they weren't able to save the 2-story home. Officials are working on a cause tonight. They say it was likely caused by a wood stove or maybe a chimney. Police are forced to use tear gas during a standoff in Standish. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office was called to this home on Boundary Road early this morning after a woman reported a domestic dispute. The 36-year-old woman told police that her boyfriend had assaulted her. When police arrived, they were told the suspect, 44-year-old Ralph Gaddy of Buxton, had been drinking and there were guns in the home. Police say after trying to contact the suspect several times unsuccessfully, they had to use tear gas. Police eventually arrested Gaddy without incident. They took him to the Cumberland County Jail, where he is now charged with domestic violence assault, terrorizing, and causing a police standoff.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast.
And we're enjoying some beautiful weather on this Christmas Eve, but tracking a couple different systems, one of which may bring us a white Christmas to portions of our viewing area. We'll detail that for you in a couple moments. I want to take you outside right now. Show you Doppler HD showing you on the dry side. We had sunny skies around most of the area and starting to see some clouds coming in from the south. But if you're traveling out there doing some last-minute Christmas shopping, the good news is not having to deal with any type of weather on the roadways. So some nice travel conditions as we head to portions of most of northern Maine. You can see dry as a bell throughout all parts of Maine right now. But that'll change as early as tomorrow. But temperatures tonight, not too bad, right around the lower 20s here in Sanford, 30 degrees in Portland, and already in the middle 20s out towards Lewiston, Augusta. And if you're watching this from Wisconsin tonight, temperature right around 24 degrees. Not having to deal with a whole lot of winds out there, so that's good news. We had the wind chills kicking in yesterday, the last couple of days that were down into the teens for some areas, but generally the light winds out there, and that'll help cool temperatures off as we head towards tomorrow morning. So temperatures for the most part will be in the teens and 20s for a lot of our area. Our satellite radar map shows you what's been happening over the last couple of hours. You can see we enjoyed some clear skies as we head towards most of Christmas Eve, but already starting to see the clouds on the increase from the south, and it's all associated with that storm system down toward the south of us that'll kind of skirt us to the south. It's not going to come directly over us, but just close enough to give us some flurries, some light snowfall as we head towards tonight and into Christmas morning. So that's the good news. You can see not a whole lot of moisture associated with that, but we're going to have to watch the next storm system off towards the west. That'll bring us potentially some heavy rain as we head towards Thursday, and also a rain-snow mixture with that same storm. We'll have to watch that. But temperatures tonight right around 22 degrees here in Portland, teens out towards Lewiston and also Augusta. Storm tracker is showing you what's going to be happening over the next 48 hours. You can see the clouds will be on the increase by tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, then watching the snow showers gradually making their way towards the north. So areas right along southern York County, Cumberland County have the best chances of seeing some snowflakes and maybe even a dusting of snow as we head towards Christmas Day. So as far as the snowfall totals, I want to show you what I think will be happening if we do see some of the snow, a coating in the areas shaded in blue, and then up to a coating to an inch in the areas south of us down towards New Hampshire as well, and also Massachusetts. But the 7-day forecast showing you we're tracking a couple different possibilities for some winter weather tomorrow on Christmas Day, next one on Thursday, and then as we head towards the Sunday as well. But all eyes will be on Thursday. Very track-dependent storm, so that'll depend whether or not some areas get snow, a rain-snow mixture, freezing rain, and possibly even some heavy snow out towards the mountains. So hopefully a lot of people are wanting the snowfall for Christmas. We do have a chance out there. I think the best chance will be to the south of us, so hopefully at least some flurries in the air just to make it feel like Christmas.
Yes, to add to the ambiance.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Steve, thanks so much.